Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the products and some product info. And what we get told when we start this business, right, is we don't need to know everything about the product. You don't. You actually don't. You've got to keep it simple to share it. It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. The website has all the information that we need. What is beautiful is we have recordings and live events from people who are health professionals in the business that actually add more value to you guys and to your knowledge from their knowledge. But everything you need to know about the product is on the website, which is really, really cool. And obviously we talk about it. And sometimes we get, and I know some of you said that before, is not having the confidence in the product knowledge. And I can be so straight up with you and you already know the answer. If you don't feel confident in product knowledge, what are you doing every single day to increase that knowledge? If you go and study a course online, you go to study to do your exam because you want to pass your exam. Look at your confidence with the product. Look at it as your own personal exam. That if you were to test yourself on your own knowledge, what study did you have to do before the test? Yeah, we could even do that. I could make up like a little worksheet on product info, but the reason that, I'm listening to YouTubes on products on driving, that's awesome, Jade. Guys, that's what I did. Every spare moment I had when I was building this business, I was obsessed with learning. I wanted to be the know-it-all. So if people have questions, I could answer it. And so I could have certainty when I answer it. Absolute certainty. Because you want to be confident in your answer. If you're confident, you can sell ice to Eskimos, right? Whatever the saying is. So you want to be certain and know what the answers are to share it and be confident in it and know where you got it from. So, lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, but you don't need to know everything, but all the resources are there. So if you feel like, if you're happy with what you're doing and you don't feel like you need to know much more on the product, then you know enough to get your customers. It might just be you need to talk to more people, you need to practice getting on live streams or posting, whatever that challenge is we talked about. So one of the questions Alison asked before is, are the products all the same around the world? Because Alison's in the UK now. They aren't all exactly the same because every food governing body in each country or continent, however it works, is all have different regulations. I just want to read, Naomi, and that meantime. Oh, yeah, and in the meantime, you can lean on your upline three-way calls. Third validation, that's where you learn from. If you aren't going to do your own research, that's right, Naomi. This is something I wanted to say in the last call. The new starter guide is the pinned post in Team Coconuts. It literally tells you how to start three-way conversations on Facebook with your upline. So they can talk to them, and that can be about the product or the business. So I forgot to say that. Make sure you look at that, guys. Because it tells you how to post on Facebook. So if you came to me and said, I don't know how to post on Facebook, go look. There's 5 examples on how to post on Facebook. 5 separate examples that you can make your own. Anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent, but I'm glad you guys heard it. So yes, the reason the products are different, because so we have the TGA in Australia, the Therapeutics Good Administration. There's the FDA in America, the Food, I don't know what it stands for. I think the A is Association, FDA, which is usually one we hear most of. There's one in Europe. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. They have different governing bodies too. So, for example, for something to be listed gluten-free in Australia has to tick off certain conditions. So in Australia, it has to be completely zero celiac level, no gluten. But in America, it can be, it's under a certain amount per million, parts per million to be registered gluten-free. Our product is gluten-free in America, right? It's measured 20 parts per million. And that's like underneath it's like lower than the thing. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. My fancy words for this aren't quite fancy. This is Kim explanation. So, for example, our products are vegan in Australia. They're not vegetarian. Like the gummies have beeswax in them in America because their vegetarian and vegan laws are different to ours, and what they can put in the food. And honestly, I don't know why they don't do it the other way, but I think because that's how the product came up first, and then when it, in America, coming to Australia, they had to be even more strict. I'm not sure, because I don't have any UK customers myself. I actually don't know what the differences are from the UK products, Alison. I just know that there are differences, like the Complete even comes in different packaging, and the UK have things like the boosters and the Complete bars. So each, something's popping up on my screen, the recording. Each country, the reason we don't like, so the reason Australia doesn't have the bars, the Complete bars, we'd had them, and because they're gluten-free in America, but they weren't gluten-free as a part of the Celiac Association in Australia, because they were measured 20 parts per million, which is undetectable levels of gluten, but because they weren't 100% gluten-free, it was too hard to get the registration. What that means is that our product is actually getting the registration that it's a real food and everything that's on the label is in the product. Products that aren't approved by the TGA or the FDA or the whatever the European ones can still be sold, and you are literally trusting labeling that's not 100% correct. So to know something's listed with a food governing body is a fantastic thing. So I look at the positives, why we don't have the Complete, because we can't, unless they would have to make a whole new formula, and to be honest, I think they might be working on it, but products don't just get made overnight. You know, they take years to, definitely months to put together, balance the ingredients, make sure they tick all the boxes and are tested in humans. They've got to start the research. Research takes 12 to 24 months minimum to finish and publish. So like the Omegas, they've been working on for ages, over 12 months. They started the research over 12 months ago. That's why it's taken forever to come out. So does that kind of makes sense? But yes, it's because there's different food governing bodies in each country is why our products are different, slightly. But you can see on the website, if you go into the Juice Plus website and you change the country, and then you go into the buy product section and you bring up one of the products, and it's got a little gallery side thing of the picture, and you click the arrow and it brings up the food label, you can see the difference. Are we going to get the berry gummies in Australia? No, we won't, because 80% of our gummy sales in Australia are a part of the child health study, which means they go out for free. So we only sell 20%. So, and you will not get the berries in the child health study. So they won't sell enough of the berry gummies does that make sense? I can't think of the word, but it's not going to sell enough for it to be worth bringing it to Australia, which sucks, but it's so true. Like, I might buy them wholesale every now and then. If you think about it, most people get the products because like the kids products and the adults, because the kids come free, and then they're not really going to pay on top of that, if that makes sense. So no, we're not going to get the berry gummies, but every time you go to America, you can stock up on them. So I hope that answers that. Now, its expense outweighs its profits.
Just to be clear, Kim, because I don't know that a lot of people realise this, but the berry gummies in countries outside of Australia where they are available are not part of the child health study. So they don't come free. People actually have to buy them. So it's not that if berries were available in Australia, they'd be part of the child health study. They'd just be like another individual product that you'd have to purchase, the way that the Omegas are going to be, and the way that the berry capsules are on their own kind of thing. So it's not that people in the UK get the berry gummies for free as part of their child health study. They actually purchase them separately as a separate product. So that's kind of what Kim was trying to say. Like it's actually looking at, sales and purchase products. So.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I thought you guys just knew what
By the way, the berry gummies are awesome. Like, I'm sure that there would be like an influx of sales if they hit Aussie shores, but over time it would probably die down.
Yeah, it wouldn't. That's it. Awesome, babe. That's it. So yeah, so in Australia they wouldn't be a part of the child health study, and they're not for anything else anywhere else around the world. So cool. Now I want to share my screen. So hopefully put something in the chat if you can see the Juice Plus website up on your screen. Well, you can put in the chat, but I can't see the chat. So maybe Naomi, I can see your face. Can you see just give me a nod. Can you see that? Yeah, fantastic. So guys, I want to show you a little trick, if you haven't done this already, to how to find out. You want to know the information you want to know, other than what the product is, fruits, veggies in the capsule, the ingredients on the product label, you can see them for yourself, right, is what it's proven to do. You are allowed to claim everything that this product is proven to do because it's backed by science. So you go to your website, you go to yours or the main one, they're all the same. Clinical research results. So if someone wants access to the studies, this is what you do. You go to clinical research results and look at this. It's all pretty in layman's terms. So layman's terms mean it's not the fancy science words. It's proven for healthy gums, heart health, immune system. Look, Juice Plus supports key measures of immune system function in healthcare professionals with a direct patient contact. So is this just saying the people that they tested it on? So we know that Juice Plus improves immune system function. DNA may become damaged and fragile when exposed to oxidative stress. Antioxidants from fruits and vegetables can help maintain healthy DNA. How cool is that on what oxidative stress is now? We know this. Can you see, whenever I have a science lover, right, and they understand journal articles, you might not understand how to read a journal article. It's mainly people who have studied at university, because you have to study them for like years. Trust me, they're a nightmare. And it's just a research journal. People are in the chat. Can I bring up? I'm just reading the chat. I literally just found all last week, Naomi. Okay, cool. So healthy gums. If you know you're talking to someone who's always suffering from, wants to know the science about gums, pretty minimal. Not many people care about the gum science. But if you look here, you say, go to my website. Try and give them your link, because if they decide to order the product there and then, it's in your account. Say, go to the clinical research tab and click on research results. This is exactly what I say to people. Then it's going to come up with a list of the summaries in layman's terms. Now, under each section, you're going to find a green hyperlink of the university name. Click on that. We click on the university name. Hopefully it has changed screens. Can I get a nod? Tab, has it changed screens? I can see you. Yep, good, when it loads. Voila! The research article. So here, it takes you exactly, so if you have science lover, they're going to look at this and already know what it means. I know this here, see the abstract? I know that this summarizes the whole study. You know, you want to know what the aim is and you want to know what the conclusion is. And then if they really want to read, look at all this stuff, and we're just like, blah, blah, boring. I love it, but you might be blah, blah, boring. Okay, stop share. I need to go back in. Hopefully it's gone back to the website page. Hopefully you can see the website page again. So can you see how the heart health has got 4 different studies at 4 different universities? 4 different studies at the immune system. DNA is 4 different studies. Oxidative stress, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 studies all proving that Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress. And that's how we feel energy. Yeah. And what is really good? Look, healthy skin, systemic inflammation. Now you send them there and you say, click on the hyperlink. There's going to be some I want to show you though. And people who understand journal articles will know that not every single journal article is free for the public to view. It's a part of a medical journal. See this one? Perfect example. It's only allowing you to access the abstract, which is the little pre-frame summary at the start of the thing. Can you see up here it says purchase PDF? Because with journal articles, if they're inside certain medical journals, these medical journals are what, medical professionals stay a part of, like pay a subscription every month. Like I almost had to do it if I wanted to access the medical journals from that journal. So there's a journal that's got all different articles in it. Every year a new one comes out from that topic. So there's like the Journal of Nutrition, Medical Journal Nutrition is a plain one. One of our studies is in there. Heaps. So the reason I'm showing you that, guys, is you don't need to know what the journal articles say. You need to know how to access them, because that's your armor. That's your backup. That's the science there, because you're going to have people, if it was me that you were talking to and you tell me there's science, I'm like, cool, what type of science? And you say, oh, peer-reviewed medical journal articles. Great, sweet. I want to see them. I want to see their the quality, the credibility of them, because anyone can publish a medical journal article when it's been peer-reviewed, double-blinded, placebo-controlled. It means it's top-notch. It's what medical professionals, when they're studying at uni, use to get their facts. So I know this because I studied 4 years at university studying journal articles. So that's why I know this. You don't have to know it, but you have people like myself who come into the business and can see the credibility, because I want to know science. Stories don't do it for me. Stories do it for other people, but for me, show me the proof in the pudding. You tell me, like my mum's, Crohn's disease has reduced dramatically. Cool. That's a great story. You could tell me any story. But I can see that the product is proven to reduce systemic inflammation. Systemic inflammation is inflammation that's been caused and has gone through the body. And usually it's around one major area, which is why we get Crohn's in the gut, because it's in the gut, right? I know it reduces that inflammation. So I would be like, that makes sense. That would be why her Crohn's, her inflammation in her gut has gone down, because the product's proven to reduce systemic inflammation, so chronic inflammation. I hope that makes sense. No other nutritional supplement in the world has this scientific proof. That's exactly it. There's products out there like Swiss that say they have science. They borrow science. What that means is, there was this one example that there's, so what they would say is, actually I can't remember the example, so I'm going to tell you what we would say. We know that vitamin C helps boost the immune system, because we know that. We take your vitamin C tablets. We hear that. We know there's study proven that there is high amounts of vitamin C in oranges, and this group of people ate so many amounts of oranges over a certain period of time and found that their immune system increased. So then Swiss will go, probably shouldn't name drop companies, so let's not share this training video. And Swiss will go, oh, we have vitamin C tablets. In this science research, we have research to show that vitamin C will boost your immune system. They are borrowing the study done on humans who ate the oranges. So wouldn't you know, and they're saying that our product has the same vitamin C. You don't know that. It's not.
Yes. So the really direct point of that is that all other nutritional supplement companies don't actually have proof showing what their product does in the human body. Ours does. So, you know, people can say what vitamin C does, what vitamin D does, what vitamin A to Z does. It doesn't matter. Like, we all know what certain vitamins are good for in the body, but our company has, you know, put the armor on our backs and protecting us by actually going out and proving what our product, what Juice Plus does in the human body. Scientifically backed, proven. It doesn't really matter what the skeptics say. So, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not a scientist. I'm, you know, like so many people, like, I'm not a scientist. I don't have a degree in anything. Do you know what I mean? But I can go out with absolute confidence sharing this product because I have the science that backs what the product does. Like, I feel completely safe and secure in sharing Juice Plus with anyone and everyone that I love. So, you know, we are the only product that actually shows it's not about just what this vitamin does or what this nutrition does or even just what whole food nutrition does, you know. It's actually proving what Juice Plus does in the human body. And I think that's pretty incredible.
That's awesome. Thanks, babe. I love how you just explain it in non-sciencey ways so everyone understands, because I just talk science words. Love it. Okay, this is a fantastic question from Alison. What do you say to the skeptics that challenge the fact the research was all funded by the company? The company didn't fund the research because it was done at universities, so university study. Juice Plus provides the product. Juice Plus gives the university the product and say, here, they don't ask them to test it on specific things. It's the university that just chooses the topic. When someone writes out, so if I don't say I wasn't a Juice Plus franchisee, so I was not connected to the company, but I was a scientist in a lab and I tested different products and things. I would write my own thesis. So I would write my own study and I'd be like, okay, I want to prove that oranges, let's say I want to prove that by eating 2 oranges a day for 4 months is going to significantly increase immunofunction, something like that, right? I would come up with it and I would need to source the products. So whether it's oranges, but in this case it's Juice Plus, because Juice Plus is giving, the university wants to test Juice Plus. The company gives the university the product. The university decides what they study on it. So Juice Plus does not fund it. The minute they give away the product, they have no say. The amazing thing is that every single research article has come back positive. Now, one of the articles is about, it's not up on the website, but it's about ovarian cancer. This was a study they did by mistake. They were testing, you can find it out there, I haven't looked at it in ages. They were testing that would Juice Plus improve the quality of life of ovarian cancer sufferers. What they actually found instead was that the women who took it, the product, compared to the women who didn't, the women who took it, their tumours stopped growing at the same rate as the people who didn't take it was growing, and they even found that some of their tumours reduced. But they actually originally were testing their quality of life. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's all up to the university on what they decide to test it. That's why there's more than one study on the same topic, but it's on different participants. So for those, what you would say to the skeptics that challenge it, you'd say, well, they're peer-reviewed, independent journal articles. Independent means they're independent from the company that supply the product. And if they don't understand that, send them to the research article. If they don't understand that, don't argue with them, don't fight them. You don't want them as your customer because they just want to challenge anything and everything. They're probably the people that are happy to sip on a bottle of Coca-Cola, know it's bad for them, but still drink it, but they will question the shit out of fruits and veggies in a powdered form. Does that make sense?
Yeah. At the end of the day, the results are not controlled by Juice Plus. The results get published whether they're positive or negative. So, and that is why no other supplementation companies and brands put their products to the test, because they would not have the science backing what they do, because so many of us know that, a lot of us have probably taken supplements in the past and, you wheat orange or yellow or fluoro, you know what I mean? So the point is that with Juice Plus, it does what we say it does in the body, but we only say it does what it does what it does in the body because it's actually scientifically proven. And the science, we give the products to people, but it's like saying, the scientists still need to get paid, or the people at the university still need to be paid, but you can't buy the results. The results are going to get published, whether they're positive or negative, whether they're good or bad for the company. But the point for all of us is that the results have always come back positive and in favour of the product. And that always comes back to stories too. So, we wouldn't have exponentially growing customer base the way that we do if people weren't getting results. And, the science is so important to know and to point people in the direction of, especially when they ask for it, because that's what we're backed by and that's what can give us that security net. But, when it comes down to the people that the school mum or the person that you walk down the street to or your next door neighbour, when they get the results, that means the product's working. You know what I mean? And this is just that whole spectrum of, we have this amazing product in our hands. But when it comes, back to that skeptic person that, is questioning the science, all of the results, all of the science, everything is there proving what it does in the body. if they choose to believe that or not, like Kim said, you just got to walk away, because you're not there to convince anyone. The science, like it works in our bodies whether someone believes it or not. It's really up to them whether they want to believe it or not. So
exactly. Thanks, babe. Yeah, and what I would do, and guys, I know I've shared, especially those of you I work closely with, I am more than happy for you to put me in a group chat with your skeptics. This is what I say, and I do this still too. I usually use Carla or Nat or someone who isn't believing me, but is interested to know. Honestly, first thing is, if you have someone who's skeptic, they're just afraid to be proven wrong, because that was me. I was right. I didn't want to be proven wrong, and I didn't believe in the product yet. I didn't know what it was about. So they're going to get a little bit defensive because they're trying to stick up for themselves, and they're usually people who live in their ego. I say that because this is me. Yeah, and what I do now, and you guys can do it with me, is invite them into a group chat with a health professional in the business. I am 100% happy for you to start up a chat. You don't even need to tell me. As long as you do a chat, obviously tell them, ask them, look, I love that. I would say to the skeptic, I absolutely love that you want to know all the ins and outs of the science. I love that this product has science, but do you know what I can do for you? I can hook you up on a 3-way chat or a group chat on Facebook with my gorgeous friend Kim, or you don't have to say gorgeous, that's just how I write, like my gorgeous friend Nat or Abby or Naomi, who's in Australia, wherever I'm just talking to Alison here, but wherever you are, and she is the science guru. She's a health professional who's been working in the business for X amount of years. So for me, it's just, say almost 4 years. And she can answer all your questions. Would you mind? If they say no, then one, they're probably afraid to be proven wrong, or they're just going to keep fighting you, and then leave it. If they say yes, if they were genuinely interested, they would say yes. Then you add the chat with me and you say, hey, Kim, just introducing you to this person. They'd love to know more about the science. Make sure you include the specific question about the science, because you know me, I could just ramble on for like an hour and they won't want to hear an hour of my rambling about all the science. And I will send a voice message and talk to them from a health professional and explain why I love the products and be the most certain person. I love that I can do that for you. If you want to be able to be that person too, go do the research. Spend your time studying it. If you're just like, Kim can do that, send them to me. I do Juice Plus full time. I wait for you guys to send me group messages. So I'm letting you know that there's always a way to answer it, but you never want to fight that person and tell them they're wrong. That, oh no, the product is funded, or the results are whatever it is, right? You agree with them and say, you know what, I understand where you're coming from, because there's so much out there now that claim to do so much, and we do hear these stories about different products, and if their research is valid, can I chuck you into a group chat with a health professional that I work closely with in our business, and she can chat to you more. So, there's always an answer. There's always a way. And honestly, guys, the scientists that study this in universities get paid from the university, which are usually government funded. Well, in Australia, they're government funded because we get HECS help, and then we pay off our debt. Around the globe, if you don't have, the students pay the university. The university pays the researchers and the lecturers and all that stuff. So the company doesn't give out any money. And okay, we've got to get off in 2 minutes, so we're going to have a 5-minute break for the Amigas on Zoom. Alison, thanks, Kim. We'll take you up on that. You can definitely take me up on that. Just make sure you give me specific direction, what you need from me. But guys, people know multivitamins are good for us, for them. They watch what's on TV. They'll walk through the health food aisle. The sign says health food, even though it's chemical packed health food, but we believe a sign and they'll buy it from there. But the minute they see something recommended, they'll question it, because it's just the way it works. So your job is to be the most certain person, be the most calm, know your facts or know where to find your facts, which is on the website, and send people there and have that. And yeah, at the end of the day, you're not convincing people. It's fruits and veggies in the capsule. They either want it or they don't. If this was sold on a shop shelf, it would be probably twice the price, because they'd have to upsell it for profits for the store owners. So direct selling is just a way to cut the cost of an incredible product for consumers to get it straight to their doorstep. And some people question that style of And another thing, they question that style of selling because they've had a bad experience before. Don't be the person that creates a bad experience. This is more business coaching, completely off topic, but don't be the person who creates a bad experience. You know this because I know there's people in the team that have had their customers poached from other network marketers in the business that aren't in our team. They've been spammy and salesy, and they have not even been poached, but they may have been put off Juice Plus. You come in with a big open heart, they've already had a bad experience. That might be something I'll talk about next team training. But anyway, we've got to rest and retreat for 5 minutes before the Omega call. I'll just stop recording.